Good afternoon, everybody. This is the City of San Ramon Parks and Community Services Commission regular meeting, July 9th, 2025, and 7:01 p.m. I call to order. Item number 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Vice Chair Breed, will you please lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Vice Chair, and everybody. Thank you. Item number 3, roll call.
Chair Mitra,
Present.
Vice Chair Breed,
Present.
Commissioner Dorlick,
Present.
Commissioner Keeney,
Present.
Commissioner Levy,
Present.
and Commissioner Osland.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 4, special items and announcements. 4.1, swearing in of returning commissioners Will Dorlich, Kyle Levy, Partha Mitra, and new Commissioner Vasant Sethi by Juan Sanwell, Deputy City Clerk.
Very exciting.
And we'll just have to stand kind of at an angle across here. Yep. A little closer.
We'll use our outside doors.
Yes, please. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. For each of you to sign. So Will, I believe I have yours first, if you can come
Okay.
right. This is just.
Am I
to
alphabetically
sign
here?
your- I believe it's alphabetical. This is just to sign your oath of office. I do have 2 copies. One is for me and one is for you. And you can go ahead and take this.
Excellent, thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Next, I have Kyle.
Looking for like a smile or something? Oh, okay. How about this? Here you go, how about this? Here you go, Steve. Okay, hang on, first card. Thank you, Will. You're welcome.
I don't mind going loud.
Oh, that's he that stuff. Okay. We'll go ahead and sign this one also.
Good thing I got my AK-47 in the trunk. So I can defend the Constitution.
You hold that up, smile. That's perfect. And, there we go. One more, thank you. She thinks I'm doing, please. I believe. You keep her thinking.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Martha. 1, 2. Open it up so I get it. Please, I'm sorry, can you please? 1, 2. Thank you so much.
He would be a bear to have a graduation.
I just did Cal Poly graduation.
Stop.
My daughter's like, Dad, knock it off.
Exactly. See, I knew.
All right. Okay. Thank you, John. Sure. Okay. Moving on to 4.2 and okay, Vasant Sethi, welcome to the Bucks Commission. Okay, 4.2 temporary employee of the month, Olivia Almendo, presented by coordinator Alice Lightfoot. Did I get your name correct?
Hello, Commissioners. I have the great honor and delight to present Olivia Almeida as the temporary employee of the month for June. That's much better. Olivia has been just such an amazing person. We're really happy with her hire. She started a little while ago, and since then she has hit the ground running. She has learned all of her duties, plus she's cross-trained in others. She's been helping out at Teen Center. She's been helping out with all of our field trips. She helps out in the garden, and she's also helped out with nature programs. She's extremely creative. She's great with the kids, and she's just an all-around all-star. And so I was really excited and surprised. Well, not surprised, because she's amazing, but I was very excited when I saw that she got picked for Employee of the Month.
This is a certificate from the city and the Parks Commission, and this is a small book window.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Thank
Really
you so
appreciate it.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
Oh, yes. I just want to say thank you to Elise and Jessica, for putting me up there. I really love the farm and it's an awesome place to be. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. All right. Let's moving on. 4.3 special announcements.
Announcements. Sorry, let me turn my microphone on. Thank you very much. A couple announcements for you. The August meeting, you can mark your calendars. We're actually going to plan on canceling the August meeting. So please take note. We traditionally kind of follow what the city council does with their August meetings, and they are taking the second meeting of August off this coming up month. It's a good opportunity for staff, kind of with summer coming to a close and winter, and plus it'll give our new director, Henry Presalonso, a little chance to get his feet wet with the department before a commission meeting. So we'll be circling back in September. The agenda was going to be light anyway, so it makes perfect sense to give everybody the month off, and we'll circle back in September. So no meeting in August.
Cancel.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't have that off the top of my head.
That's right.
And so also, 'tis the season for the summer concert series. So please don't forget to come out and support the summer concert series. Our upcoming concerts are the Mustache Harbor on Sunday, July 13th. And then we're excited. We're going to try out a Friday night concert on Friday, the 18th with the Bell Brothers. So this gives us an opportunity to see how the community will receive a Friday concert. And is that something we should consider moving forward, or is Sunday really our sweet spot? So it'll be good to see how the turnout is for that. So please join us on that Friday. And then at the end of the month, we have Adaz on the 27th, July 27th. So those are the concerts for the month of July. We're also excited to bring back our dive-in movies. With the new budget year, we got the dive-in movies back. So we have Moana 2 on July 11th, which is great. And then we end the month at the pool as well with a middle school back to school pool party on July 30th. So that's always a fan favorite for all the teens. So that's exciting that we're going to get them back in the pool. So that'll be good. And last but not least, our new director, Henry Presalonzo, who is over there, will be officially starting on Monday. So yes. So staff is super excited. And of course, if any of you have any questions at that point, he will be more than happy to help you. So we're happy to have him aboard. And it is August 13th. Thank you, Will Dorlick, for clarifying. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm going to skip 4.4. Sure. Okay.
No, you're not allowed to skip 4.4. Can I start us off on 4.4 though? I think it's bittersweet, right? It's a great time and a sad time as our commissioners and the chairs come and go. But Partha, at this point, we would like to recognize you for an amazing year as chair of the commission. I've had the pleasure of working with you well before the commission with special projects and special events, and it's been a pleasure to work with you, but it's really been a pleasure to work with you as the chair. I think you've done a great job. One of the things that we recognize throughout the years, it's been a while since we got to have a park grand opening.
Yeah.
And you got to bring that back with the
Yep.
Sunrise Ridge, which was exciting. And really, it's been a good year. From staff, we really appreciate everything you've done. I know Kathy's been appreciative of it as well. And we just thank you for all your years of service. And I have a little token for you, but I didn't know if we wanted to open the floor just in case any of the other commissioners would like to say something.
Sure, I'd like to. I've worked with Partha over the years on the Arts Advisory Committee and also with Duja Puja as both a participant and encouragement and a sponsor as it grew and, changed the venue. And he's always had the city at heart, always had a big heart as far as extending it out to the community, and works really hard to make, that without overshadowing the events. He fits in a way that is, very much appreciated, yet his strong leadership has always been shown. So appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
And you are a great coach,
A great way.
coach,
Yes.
vice chair.
All right. Thank you.
I want to say something.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
So Partha, you always have a warm smile when we arrive here and welcome all of us. Thanks for running a great meeting. I also want to tell you what stood out for me was when we had our library art exhibit. I just really, you shined that day with everything that you said. And so thank you for your leadership and looking forward to still working with you. But thank you for your
Thank you.
chair.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so Partha, what I wanted to say is, Julie took what I can say, because I would say, obviously great job at the meeting, but what I really appreciated is, I think you, like the park grand opening and the library, the thought and intentionality you put behind your speeches. I actually very much enjoy them and listen to them, so I like
Thank you.
appreciate that. But it shows how much, being on Parks Commission means to you, and the effort you put in. And then also, on a side, I've always appreciated your leadership with Daja Pusha and trying to get more people involved with the community on that. And, so that leadership was on a park commission. But for me, what I really enjoyed a lot, one besides your friendship, was the intentionality of all your speeches, and you really said the right thing at the right moment. So I appreciate that you put the effort into that. So congratulations, you had a great year.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome.
you. Really appreciate that.
Very welcome.
Appreciate that.
And Partha, I'd also like to throw in, I got to know you when you were the liaison to the Library Advisory Committee when I was still serving on it. And you really impressed me then. I thought, man, I want to be on the commission where that guy's serving because I want to get to know him better. And I'm glad that I've been able to. You're a terrific chair. You run the meetings very efficiently, get down to business, and keep things moving. And that's really all that you can really ask for out of a chair. And you've delivered that. You're just a wonderful person. And I'm really pleased to be able to work with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And so as a small appreciation, Partha,
Oh.
we have this for you. Oh, you may, please go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, I'm a newbie here, but I always observed how Partha conducts the meeting sitting on the other side. Learned a lot and very nice way of running the meeting. And I also want to mention that not only in his official position, but outside also when I met a couple of times, thorough gentleman, that's what matters to me. Thank you. God
Really
bless.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll round it out. And I just want, yeah, I got to, man. As no longer the newbie, I appreciate that, Vasant. But just when I was the newbie, as of 30 minutes ago, you were always so welcoming, and I just appreciated that. And you always put people at ease, and you just have that calm demeanor about you. So thank you for a great year. It's been fun. I'm loving this, and partly because of your ability to run a good meeting and just kind of keep people together and focused and just with a quiet confidence. So thank you, Partha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Oh, wow. This is really appreciate that. Okay.
Steve, come here. Come on.
Thank you. This is a nice one, really nice one. Wow.
Makes a good cutting board too.
No, I'm not going to use it as a cutting board. I'm going to put it in my good place. So, but since I heard so many good and friendly voices, I would like to thank you all. First of all my co-commissioners for all their support, not only this year as a chair, but also since I've started. There was Julia who actually onboarded me and was gracious enough to talk to me, teach me on that. So that was a good start, and that really helped me a lot. And also there are commissioners who are not here, but we have new commissioners coming in. So thank you all for all the support, and we have a great team here. We have a great city here. We have a great park here, and above all, we have greatest city staff here. So thank you all. Thank you everybody for all the supports, all the great help that I received over the years, last year especially, and we will continue. We'll continue this way. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So item number 5, public comments or written communications. At this time, members of the public are encouraged to address the Parks and Community Services Commission on any item not already included in tonight's agenda. Comments should not exceed 3 minutes. During public comments, members of the public are permitted to address the commission on items that are not on the agenda are within the commission's jurisdictions. All right. Now, so Madam Clerk, do we have any public?
We do not.
All right. Let's moving on. Item number 6, 6.1, Parks and Community Services Commission regular meeting, June 11th, 2025. So before we go for voting and motion and voting, I would like to open it up for anybody, if anybody has any suggestion for comments or changes, edits, updates. No? All right. Let's open for motion.
Move that we accept the minutes of the June 11th, 2025 City Ceremony Parks and Community Services Commission.
I'll second.
I'm sorry. That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have 6 yes, no, 0 no, 1 absent, and no vote. 0 no vote. Okay, so the regular meeting agenda from minutes from the last month is passed. Commission item number 7, commission business, 7.1, election of officers 2025 and 26. At this moment, I would like to open the floor for any discussions or any nominations on that. So I'll just open it up. If anybody wants to add something, say something, nominate somebody, please go ahead.
I'll nominate co-chair, vice chair Reed for the 2025, 2026 chair position.
And I'll second that.
All right. Is there any others? Motion? No?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Kyle Levy for vice chair.
All right, I was going to that, but okay. Do you have any second?
Second.
Okay, all right. So
Sorry. So if we can, let's do the chair first.
Chair first
And
and
make
then
that
vice chair.
motion. So I think if we can have discussion and then if you want to call to a vote, that'd be great. And then we can move on to the vice chair, which
right,
would be
we
perfect.
should do one motion at a time.
Yeah.
One position at a time, and then we move to the second one. Let's do the motion for let's do the voting for the chair position.
So I was
Second.
seconder.
I think you have to touch it. There we go. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary.
7-0, all the best, and congratulations, Steve, Vice Chair Braid. Okay, we are, sure, thank you. Okay, we are opening up for the Vice Chair position motion. Can we have a discussion or nominations?
I'll do this again. I'd like to nominate Kyle Levy as vice chair.
Second.
Great. Move.
Carrie, did you do it on the?
Terry, you have to press.
Sure.
Me.
Well.
So it looks like move will.
You got me moving.
She's fixing it, I think.
Okay.
Commissioner Caney motioned and Commissioner Dorlick second.
So can we do it here or should we do the voice vote?
No, you should be able to vote on the, now that it's fixed. You should vote on your
Okay, let's,
tablets.
but it's not appearing.
Mhm.
Vote-
Oh, it's not.
It's still second.
Okay, Terry.
Commissioner Keeney and Commissioner Dorlick was the second. Chair Mitra,
Yes.
Vice Chair Breed,
Yes.
Commissioner Levy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shetty,
Yes.
Commissioner Osland.
Yes.
Congratulations, Commissioner Levy, for being selected as our vice chair for the next 1 year. All right, congratulations to both our commissioners for carrying over our burden or responsibility. Burden is not the word. Responsibility for the next 1 year. It's not a burden, it's a responsibility. So
Opportunity.
opportunity. That's a good one. All right.
Yes.
So I think you continue that, but before that, since election is over, I will hand it over to you officially.
You do such a
It is up to you whether you want to hit it or not. But yeah, I'm done.
Well done.
So onboarding or transition time.
You cannot ask for it.
No.
No.
Okay, just take a look at the agenda. So what we're on to.
Do you have that on? Do you have the mic on?
Okay, we're gonna move on to 7.2 Doherty Station Arts and Community Center stairwell mural concept design. The recommendation is to receive the presentation and approve the concept design for Doherty Station and Arts Center wall. And I think Adam, you are presenting.
I am presenting this evening.
Thank you so much. So,
All right. Well, thank you for having me this evening. Thank you, Chair Breed and
Wow.
commissioners. I would, I gotta get that right off the bat, right? We
Yeah,
gotta
Linda,
get this
that's
started.
awesome.
So
Thanks.
we're official now, so we're gonna make it happen. So Chair Bree, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna say it as many times as I can now, so you can get used to it. This evening, we are going to be talking about a couple mural concept arts that have been created. They're at the Dory Station Community Arts Center. So one of the things that we have been working on in the arts programs is making sure our public art program is robust, developing public arts. And the one we did this last year was the Inspire project at the library, as we were just kind of mentioning. We're continuing to be able to push new public art projects that we could be able to do throughout the city. The project that we have before us is the next project that we've been working on for the last several months. The Arts Advisory Committee has been very engaged in it, and as the commission has, and so we've kind of gone to the final steps as we've moved through it. So as a reminder about the project, at the Dory Station Community Arts Center, we have 2 stairwells. The first one, we're going to take them one by one tonight. We're going to be talking about the south stairwell first. And so this is a picture of the south stairwell to kind of orient you on which one we were talking about. This one is closest to the art gallery and the front row theater. That is the closest side there. The wall in itself is about 150 square feet. It is a large, basically 2-story wall. This is the one that does have the shelf on it and a little cutout for our emergency exit there as well. They are all 100% white walls right now, so it is a nice blank canvas, as we like to call it. It has bright lighting, and you have multiple perspectives to be able to see it. When you're walking up the stairs, you'll be able to see the artwork in front of you, and then also when you're at the top of the stairs, we have a nice landing up there, so you can actually be able to stand there and be able to look at the artwork as well. So this is the first location that we're going to be looking at this evening. Deborah Kopman was the artist selected for this stairwell specifically, and so the Arts Advisory Committee did a call for artists. They did a panel, they did a selection, they recommended the Parks Commission. The Parks Commission confirmed that selection for Deborah Kopman. And so Deborah Kopman, one of the great things about her is she's an Oakland-based artist with over 18 years of experience doing public art murals. She's created over 40 exterior public art murals, and her artwork is in a mosaic style. And that was one of the things that we really liked about her artwork. That, and she uses very vibrant colors, so it stands out. It's very whimsical. It is not realism. It is definitely more in that abstract form. So that's part of the reasons why that she was selected. Just to give you a little reminder of what her artwork looked like, so it's been a few months. This is what her artwork looks like. This is a gate that she had done I believe this is in Hayward. She did a lot of work in Hayward, and so this is kind of her style where it's bright, mosaic styling, abstract. And then here's a second set of designs that she done. These were for a set of restrooms in a park that definitely needed some uplifting, and so she was commissioned to be able to do the project there. You can see a lot of colors and that mosaic style that she's well known for. So after the artist was selected, we met with the artist. The Arts Advisory Committee met with the artists, actually both artists at the same time, to be able to provide them feedback. Part of the process that we use to be able to develop art is the next stage after we select the artist is to be able to make sure that they have an idea and what the Arts Advisory Committee wants them to be able to create. So we allow the artists to be able to create their own work, commission their work based off of feedback that we provide them. And that's a great process. So that way they have a good understanding of what the community wants, rather than just telling them to go design something without the community feedback. It makes it a little more difficult. So the Arts Advisory Committee mentioned several different things in regards to letting the artists be able to go and take these ideas and be able to create their designs. So they mentioned that they would like a historical theme referencing the city's development over time, such as transitioning from ranch land to residential neighborhoods, or depicting the expansion through maps, or illustrating the progression of Native American tribes to the city's current diverse demographics and culture. So really kind of what that timeline is, what that looks like through time. They also looked at wanting to make sure that the artists drew inspiration from the Arts Center, from the location that the murals are going to be in, to make sure that they're motivating, engaging students, the artists that are in the building, and the visitors that come into the building. The Arts Advisory Committee also wanted to make sure that artists had themes emphasizing connectivity through the arts, and abstract designs with creative color choices rather than strictly literal interpretations, incorporating a sense of movement within the mural. Careful consideration of perspectives. As I had mentioned, you'll be walking to and away from and seeing it from different angles. So making sure that they consider the perspectives of above, below, moving away and moving towards it as well. They were asked for a creation of an unexpected and innovative concept, something that was unique and different. and encourage the artists to be able to utilize their talents to develop original inventive design concepts. Obviously, the artist that we have has 18 years of experience, has been doing this for a very long time, has a good idea of how to do it, what works really well for the public. And so the artist provided this feedback. Obviously, the artist can't take every single one of these pieces and be able to create something that, works magic in that realm, because that would be a lot. So the artist took some of this feedback, created their own conceptual design based off of that. So Deborah Kopman created 2 designs for us, and the Arts Advisory Committee recommended one design after reviewing. And so this is called Dancing for Our Lives. It's a mosaic style artwork with vibrant colors. It has, as you can see on the bottom left portion, the bottom right portion, the left picture, the bottom portion of the left picture outlines that cutout that we have and where that shelf is. She provided this in a hand drawing because artists are going to give you a kind of the conceptual idea. This is not what is exactly going to end up on the wall. This is the conceptual idea of like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. It's going to be pretty close to what the final design is going to be, but because of textures, because of paint colors, this is not going to be the exact. So if you hold this up to what's going to end up being on the wall, they would not match exactly, but it's a very close idea to what it's going to look like. She provided a lot of whimsical ideas in here, provided a lot of abstract, the colors to go along with that as well. And so the artists also created a statement to be able to kind of explain the artwork from their perspective and what it is that they were thinking as they were creating the design. And this is straight from the artist of what she said. And really, she really wanted to focus on, she knew that the city really liked their color, the mosaic work that she had done. And so she wanted to make sure that she did portray that in the work that she created for us. She also knew that as the Art Center, it was a place that she wanted people to connect and have inspiration from her artwork as they're either going to a music class or going to a drawing class, to be able to really think about, how does the artwork in this, how does it bring them joy and bring them incitement to be able to go into that classroom and be able to experience it and kind of give them that uplifting piece of it. So she really did focus a lot on that and how she can be able to use her artwork to inspire others. And in the last part, she said, in Dancing for Our Lives, I had the intention of evoking the feeling of both dance and music through the use of the these quirky non-human figures, playfully moving up and around through an energized space of light and color. These images are replete with patterns meant to suggest without referencing specific cultures. And so that was kind of one of the things several of the things that we had mentioned previously in the feedback from the Arts Advisory Committee. So the Arts Advisory Committee met on April 16th to be able to review the designs. The Arts Advisory Committee takes the designs and then they review it based off the artists, based on the art concepts. So they reviewed it based off of composition. So looking at the balance and the focal points and the rhythm and the movement in regards to the piece in itself. They looked at the color and the value, the contrast in it. They looked at the texture of the piece. How does it feel? Does it have hard spaces? Is it soft? Does it have three-dimensional aspects to it? Perspective, as we had talked about before, and space and how objects are spaced out and moved around in the piece. Technique and craftsmanship of how well they've done the job. Concept and content, what it is that they've put onto the artwork, and contextual fit, as we talked about location previously. So the Arts Advisory Committee consists of visual artists, so artists who do arts as a profession. We have performing artists, we have arts patrons, and just general arts lovers. So we have a wide variety of members within the Arts Advisory Committee who did provide input and gave their perspective and did talk about and reviewed the design. Based on that review, the Arts Advisory Committee said that they liked the mosaic style and the vibrant colors. I think that was very clear in what they were talking about. They really appreciated the movement as something that they had mentioned previously within the piece, that it does evoke dance and music relating to the Art Center. It's whimsical, abstract, it's playful, it's fun and imaginative. Both kids and adults can connect with the design and have their own interpretation based on the abstract forms. And the artists definitely incorporated feedback from the Arts Advisory Committee based on the feedback, and so she included inspiration from the Art Center, the abstract design with creative color choices, considered different perspectives, and provided an unexpected and innovative concept. So with that is the conceptual design that we're looking at this evening. The recommended action is to review and approve the conceptual design for the Dory Station Community Arts Center South Stairwell mural created by Deborah Kopman. If the commission does not approve it, the options for the commission are to be able to send it back to the Arts Advisory Committee for revisions or ask for a new design review. I'm going to actually ask Commissioner Dorlick, since he is a liaison to the Arts Advisory Committee, for anything that I may have missed or at the Arts Advisory Committee's perspective in regards to the piece.
So just to point out that there actually were 2 meetings, I think in the fall, where there was an initial review of a variety of artists that submitted for this. And from an artist perspective, this is a very unusual project, right? Because it's an unusual shape. You have perspective going up, going down, so you have to take a look at it from a distance as well as up close. So it's an unusual project for an artist. And out of the 7 or 8 artists, I think it was, that submitted, there were 2, and as we'll see in the second presentation, the styles are very contrasting, which actually is very cool. Because you've got one staircase, with a very more abstract, and then one with a little bit more, realism, kind of Hudson River style, realism versus, a little bit more blue period here. The other interesting thing is that the 2 artists also, once they were selected, joined the Arts Advisory Committee for 2 meetings to review the idea. So the first they met, just to kind of review what they had submitted, and then the second time they came back with more specific kind of ideas and concepts, that are being presented tonight. So number one, the artists had a couple of meetings with the Arts Advisory Committee and vice versa. And I'll have to say there was great interaction between the 2 artists as far as collaborating. And again, even though they have very contrasting styles, they really had a nice, complement each other, and it was almost like they were doing rock, scissors, paper, who got the south, who got the north, because it does have that shelf there, and it was decided that Ms. Kaufman, with the kind of art that she was going to present, would fit better into that shelf environment with that. And so the interaction between the artists themselves and between the Arts Advisory Committee and the artists on those second 2 meetings was very productive, and is what came out here. So I think one thing I wanted to really make known is that, there was a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion regarding, these projects, and these are unique projects because of the location and the style and, et cetera. And they are somewhat defining because of how we're defining, the Doherty Station, in a matter of an art studio and a gathering for artists, which those 2 already, we've had 2 very successful jewelry shows there. So, a lot of thought went into it, and I really think that the contrast of styles is very unique and is going to be really well received by residents and those who visit the Doherty Station.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Dorlick and Adam, appreciate it. So as a process, what we'll do is ask any clarifying questions, do public comment, and then we'll do commissioner comments. So first of all, does anyone have any questions for Adam or Will about their art or the project? Okay, hey, go ahead. Commissioner Meacham.
Oh, there is one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Doesn't work.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'll-
okay.
I had already.
You did? Okay. Okay, he's got to help me out with
Yeah,
that.
go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
already.
you
Oh, you already did.
Okay,
Okay.
Commissioner Meacham.
All right, thank you.
was
Thank you,
jumping the
Chair Braid.
Part of my onboarding. Good.
All right. Adam, one quick question. I'm just trying to visualize this on that surface, right? I'm just trying to visualize this. So first one, where is that surface there? Here. So I see that there are 2 levels and one part is partial because it goes down, right? So first one, I can visualize it, right? I see the leg on the right side, which will probably have the leg here and the other one. Second one, how does it go? Is
So
it like they will cut off that part?
yeah, so let me see.
Either side.
I'm gonna see if I can touch this thing and see if it'll actually work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
So the cutoff is the middle one,
All right.
right? And then.
If you can see the cursor, I'll show you real quick. Let's see if I can get this cursor moving.
Got out.
All right, so there's three parts to the wall. So there is, let me show you real quick. Sorry.
Oh,
So you see that there's a first part of the
I think I'm
cutout
getting it. I'm
is
getting it.
flat wall. Then it'll go out three-dimensionally and
Yeah.
it'll come straight down again. That small leg part is cut into three pieces.
Mhm.
So she does have it split and designed in three pieces. She did show it to us in three dimensions because she actually did it in 3 dimensions. So where it cuts off is in this area right here. This is where the shelf will start. If you can
Mhm.
see my cursor,
okay.
it's about the 4th tile down, right underneath the yellow piece. All right.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be where the flat wall starts the shelf. And then so these 4 pieces right here are 3 pieces. I can't count. 1, 2, 3. 3 pieces.
That'll be the flat part.
That's gonna be the flat part. And then where this yellow
It's a step
piece
down.
right here, that's gonna be on the front.
Step down.
So it's hard to see. It's not 3-dimensional in the drawing here, but it is going to be 3-dimensional in when she does the painting.
Okay. How about the middle part? Is it a part of the whole middle? Is it the other part of the wall or?
The middle part is part of, so it's gonna be the shelf that's gonna be on top.
Okay.
So you
Oh,
won't
I
see
see,
that
I see, I see, I
specifically
see.
as
Oh,
you're
this is the
walking.
blow up. So second and third are the blow up of the first one.
Yes.
First
Yeah.
one is the whole and second one is the first half part of the blow up.
Correct.
And the second one is the second part.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have shown you on this side over here. So the shelf will start here. This is the back of the shelf.
Yes.
This is the front of the shelf
Got it.
here. And then this part right here is gonna be the front of the bottom
Got it.
part
Got
of
it.
this.
Got it.
So you'll see the stairs, you'll see the metaphorical stairs in yellow as you're walking towards it. You will not see the middle section until you're looking above it. And when you're looking above it, you will see that whole portion as you're looking down. So that's where you'll see some of that continuity.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Koenig.
And Adam, are we doing anything to like, because that shelf, it just seems like a perfect sitting area or a place where kids might be able to jump on and stand on it. Are we doing anything to prevent that or is there?
It's about 4 feet high.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
about 4 feet
It
high.
looks
so
smaller than that. Okay.
Nobody's really going to be sitting on it. And
Okay.
I've never seen anybody sitting or doing anything in that.
Okay.
space.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, any additional questions? Mr. Mutual, we good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, any public comment, Kathy? Thank you so much. Okay, any commissioner comments? Any commissioner comments? Kyle?
But I just.
We'll just go down. Kyle, anything?
I'll just echo what Commissioner Durlick kind of described earlier about the process, how it went through multiple public meetings. There was a lot of collaboration with the Arts Advisory Committee and the artists, both artists together. And it was also a public process that was put out for an RFQ originally, I believe. So I think this is a great example of public art kind of done right in terms of having input, as much input from the public as I think we can possibly fit into this. I think this was very well considered from every angle. Good job. Just want to give kudos for that.
Okay, Commissioner Dorlick.
No further comment. I just think it's, great design. And we'll see the second design as well. And, my recommendation would be to move it forward and get this started. There's a couple of, months of preparation, et cetera. So I think the timeline we're looking at is maybe September, October.
That's the goal.
Yeah, which then also becomes a very, kind of heavy traffic usage time within the, within our community centers, and that'd be a great time to have it, finished as we're going through with the front row theater performances, things in the Ridge Room, just be great.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Osland.
Thank you, Adam. And I really like it a lot. It's just really cheery and bright and it just, I don't know, makes me feel happy when I look at it. I love mosaics and I think having it painted will be really cool to look at. Excited to have you introduce the second one because they have a big contrast. I remember that was one of my little concerns at the beginning. It felt very different, but they're far enough away and this is about art. So, and I agree with Vice Chair Levy. I love the process. I think that worked out really well. And so kudos to staff and to the Arts Advisory Committee. Thank you.
Okay, any additional comments? Nope. No other comments? Yes. Oh, go ahead.
First of all, thank you for bringing this project. I think it's very important to pay attention to these things, especially arts in the AI world, where you can just give the input and computer will generate the art. So real art is very important. And I like the overall theme, transitioning from ranch land to the residential neighborhood. So which I'm not the art expert, but based on the visual, it's a great, I can already visualize it's going to look nice. And also I like the fact, the overall process that input is coming from our Arts Advisory Committee. So overall, good. I'm glad we are taking this project. Thank you.
Okay, and I guess I'm the last one. The only comment I have, Adam, was I ditto Vice Chair Levy also on the feedback process, but also I love how the Arts Advisory Commission outlined direction, and I thought the direction really fit. It would surprise you, but with what we're trying to do within the master plan and what's important to the city. So I thought they did a real nice job. So we'll appreciate that too. Okay. A reminder, everybody, I need a mover and a second, and please use your computers.
I'll move that we receive the presentation and approve the conceptual design of the Doherty Station Community Arts Center's South Stairway mural.
So Will Dorlick moves, and
I second that.
Chair, I just said Chair Mitra. Commissioner Mitra seconded.
Until midnight, he's still chair. Technically.
Technically.
But I've had it over the gavel.
I'm not.
You don't need a gavel to be chair.
Okay, we'll vote. Okay. All right, we will move on to 7.3.
Congratulations, you're
Yep.
first.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah, no, I first won.
You're first.
Thanks, Adam. It's my first. You're awesome. All right, hey, 7.2 is the action that's being requested from the commission is as follows. Receive the presentation and approve, so we're asking for our approval on the conceptual design for Doherty Station Community Arts Center North Stairwell Mural. Presentation by Supervisor Adam Chow.
Well, thank you, Chair Breed.
You're
I
welcome,
appreciate
Supervisor.
that. All right, so we are moving on to the north stairwell. And so I'm not going to repeat every single thing that I said in the last one, but I'm going to give you a preview of the north stairwell so that way you have a really good idea of that one. Here's a good picture of it. This one does not have a shelf. It is literally 4 corners, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. This one does have a window on the corner, so that way it provides natural lighting to the top. So there is a little bit of a lighting differential in this in regards to the top and the bottom, which the artist took into consideration as they were looking at it. Again, this wall has multiple perspectives as you're walking up from the bottom, as you're coming down from the stairs. And again, this one also does have a landing at the top where you can be able to stand up there and be able to view the full artwork as it is intended. Joshua Powell is the artist that was selected for the north stairwell. He went through the same process that Deborah Kottman went through. We did a call for artists. He was interviewed and selected by recommended by the Arts Advisory Committee. It was confirmed by the Parks Commission here. He went to the same meetings that Deborah went to in regards to feedback as well. And so Joshua was selected. Well, let me give you a little background. So he's a muralist, decorative painter, and sign painter since 2001. He has created numerous exterior public art murals for civic buildings, schools, and private property, a lot of them in the East Bay, a lot in Hayward. If you go to Hayward, you will see a lot of his work in downtown. That is a lot. I mean, I think he's got like 5 or 6 murals in downtown Hayward himself. He has a very artistic style. He pays attention to detail, and he doesn't have a specific genre, but he is very good at historical themes, and that's what he's done a lot of in Hayward, and you'll see a lot of that in his historical work, in his source material as well. So I've provided a couple different options of little examples of what he has done. So here's one piece of artwork that he has done previously, and here's the second one. Obviously, this one is from Hayward. The Arts Advisory Committee gave feedback to the artist. This is the exact same feedback that I had mentioned previously, but I will reference a couple items that are particular notice for this specific artist and what he had kind of brought to the project. Using the historical theme, referencing the city's development over time is one of the things that Arts Advisory Committee mentioned to the artist, such as transitioning from rangeland to residential neighborhoods, depicting the city's expansion through maps, or illustrating the progression from Native American tribes to the city's current diverse demographics and cultures, and you'll obviously see that you've seen that in the sample. Inspiration drawn for the Arts Center to motivate and engage students, artists, and visitors who come to the center. Incorporating a sense of movement through it, and then also make sure that there's careful consideration to the perspectives as you're walking towards it, as you're moving away from it. And that creation of an unexpected, innovative concept, and really encouraging the artists to be able to utilize their talents and be able to come up with something that they think would fit well for the space, utilizing their experience that they have. So that was the feedback that the Arts Advisory Committee gave to the artists. And here's the concept designs that Joshua Powell created that was recommended by the Arts Advisory Committee. So this one is entitled Expressway, and luckily you can see this in full in its entirety. The artist provided us with a sample on the left and then a sample transposed over the space that we have on the right-hand side, so you could be able to see it in scale formats. It's not 100% scale, but I think it's going to be pretty close. So. And here's a close-up view of it. The full view is on the left-hand side. I took the top of it so I can enlarge it for you so you can see it a little bit better in the middle. And then the bottom section has been enlarged on the right-hand side for you as well, so you can be able to see each of those different sections. You can see his progression through time and through history in regards to this piece is really what he was looking for. I will read the artist statement for you, so that way you can be able to get an idea of what it is that he was thinking about as he was going through it. So Expressway, which is the title of this piece, represents a juxtaposition of images from Saramone's past to present. Interstate 680 introduced a fast and efficient way of travel to and from Saramone, and like the railroad before it, it brought an era of change. Bishop Ranch replaced agriculture with a business park. The automobile's vintage coincides with the Bishop Ranch transition. The pair reminds the viewer of the orchards that once were, and an Ohlone basket represents the indigenous peoples, the original stewards of the land, their crafts, and their history. And the guitar represents Saramone's present-day community in the Arts Center. So he looked at, obviously, the historical references in regards to that, the transition of the city through time to where we are today. So the Arts Advisory Committee, again, reviewed all the artwork and took it through the perspectives of the arts, looking at composition, color and value, the texture, space and perspective, technique and craftsmanship, concept and design, and conceptual fit. And again, these are Arts Advisory Committee consists of visual artists, performing artists, arts patrons as well. And so the AAC recommended this piece because it depicted a historical theme and referenced the city's development over time, which is one of the things that they asked for. The design incorporated inspiration from Saramone's history, from the native people to the pear orchards to the development of the Bollinger Canyon Freeway overcrossing and Bishop Ranch. The artist connected Saramone's history with the present facility usage with the guitar reference that mimics the shape of the piers. And so that was one of the things that they had looked at in regards to the composition of the piece and the shapes of the piece and how straight lines and curved lines and how does it mimic each other. So that was one of the artistic perspectives that they had taken this piece and had viewed it through as well. They did have some questions for the artist. So that's why he specifically mentioned why the guitar. And he said, well, he chose the guitar because it mimicked the pear shape. And so that was one of the things that he really liked about that shape. The artist was intentional about the size and placement of each object to maintain the viewer's perspective, especially as they move toward and away from the mural and walk up and down the stairs. So the pears are placed on the bottom right because they're large, but as you get closer to it, you'll be able to see the detail in it, and be able to see where the city kind of started in Bishop Ranch and the pears. And as you move and you turn to your left, you can see the guitar. And so that's the real base reference of, like, if that's all you see as you're approaching the piece, you see the pears and you see the guitar from then to now, and then as you walk up the stairs. So the artist really took that into consideration as he was creating it. The composition of the piece created a good balance of detail and ambiguity. You'll notice that this is electronically detailed. However, when he paints it, there will be a little more detail in it. So just note that as the styling, because it is a conceptual design. They don't spend hundreds of hours to make sure they provide every single little dot and detail. So the conceptual design is here, but there will be additional detailing as it goes into production when he does paint it. He noted that the vertical tendencies bring your eye up throughout the piece. So as you're walking up or walking down, you consider the size of the wall, considering it's a very large wall. There's a balance between the roundness and the straight lines, as I had kind of mentioned, and the hard and the soft objects providing texture within the artwork. So the grass within the freeway structure, providing some softness, which is a contrast to the hard freeway surfaces. The basket is with a soft texture compared to the car that is right next to it. So there's a lot of things that he has done to be able to look at how he has composed the piece to make sure that there's hard and soft objects and provides that texture within the artwork as well. The maroon undertone in the piece is consistent and provides continuity and warmth through the piece. So that's what that maroon tone is. He wanted to make sure that it felt warm. So that's why he chose that as opposed to a blue tone, which would have made it feel cool. And the design incorporates the committee's recommendations that, as we had talked about already, especially referencing historical themes and the progression of the city and through transition. So he has noted that as well. So these are the reasons why the Arts Advisory Committee recommended this piece. And with that, the recommended action this evening is to review and approve the conceptual design for the north stairwell created by Joshua Powell. And if the committee does not recommend it, the options are to be able to send it back to the Arts Advisory Committee for edits or to be able to ask the artist for a new conceptual design. Again, I'm going to defer to Commissioner Dorlick to provide any additional comments and feedback that he had heard from the Arts Advisory Committee in regards to this project that I may have omitted.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Supervisor Chow. I think one of the things that you said stood out to me is that it was very intentional. So, we talked about the contrast in styles, but when the artists met at those two meetings, because at the other two meetings where the art was chosen and discussed, obviously the artists weren't there, but they were invited in. And there was a real meeting of the minds there. It was real clear that, the difference in style and presentation did not affect their intention and their direction. So that was, I think, using the word intention, I think was, and Joshua, if you saw, very realism, he has that realism, there. If you see any of his work throughout Hayward, it's, very clear, very historical, very community oriented. So we did put a lot of thought, and holy cow, we keep seeing those Bartlett pears all of a sudden in everything we're doing. See, where did they come from? It also brings in kind of the mechanical and the organic here, I think, is one thing that you see too, is that you kind of have that harshness of as Adam was saying, the harshness of the freeway, but then, the softness of the music and the softness of the kind of like the life of the pears. So, the contrast was really great, but, the intention was clear that they both had, the same focus.
Thank you, Commissioner Dorlick.
Yeah.
Anything else, Supervisor Chow?
I'm good, Chair Breed.
Okay,
You
appreciate
may
it.
continue.
Okay, so it's a process. We'll, once again, any questions? And then we will do public comment and then commissioner comments. So any questions? Commissioner Levy?
Sure. Yeah, I did actually have one quick question, which also actually applies to the previous item as well. Is there going to be like a placard identifying the artist and kind of explaining a little bit of the themes, like posted next to these when these are finished?
Yes, we'll have a placard for these.
Okay, and it'll provide,
Yeah, and we
the
can,
artist's thoughts. that
yeah,
kind
we
of
can
thing.
provide some additional details. I don't think we've come up with the exact verbiage for what we will have on a plaque. Traditionally, for our public art, we don't have a full deep description on them. However, we are looking at using QR codes now to be able to see if we can be able to add some additional reference for people to be able to get some information on them.
Okay, yeah, my thought was if we're putting these local history and themes and stuff into these, it'd be nice for people to be able to access that kind of information, maybe do their own research, get interested, that kind of thing. So good, I'm glad that that's being covered.
Yeah, I'll take a note of that.
Commissioner Oslin?
This is a really important question. What kind of car is that? Is it a
It is a
Datsun?
It is a Datsun.
Looks like a 1970s Datsun.
It is
right?
a 1970s Datsun. And we did, the commission, or the Arts Advisory Committee did ask why that car specifically. And he was very intentional. He said, I want the car facing this direction specifically as opposed to the other direction. He liked the shape of the vehicle because it directed your eye up and down. Like, it was very specific, and the reason why he chose certain shapes, and the color mimics the pears as well. So there's a lot of continuity within the piece. And so he was definitely very intentional about why he chose things. Though there were recommendations for other vehicles from, personal suggestions from the Arts Advisory Committee, but this was the one that, the artist wanted to go with. And so obviously we felt that was very important.
I thought a gremlin might be really good.
There were all kinds of suggestions for the arts. They were having fun with it.
Commissioner Dorlick.
I just wanted to mention, and I believe this was discussed not tonight, but Joshua actually oftentimes where his work creates it in his workshop on a canvas, and then brings it and puts it on the surface. But in this case, I believe he is going to be painting directly on the wall.
We're still working on
Still
that.
working on
So
that? Okay.
there's a couple different things that we're looking at. So I'll get into some detail in regards to that. So in talking with the artist, he does live on the peninsula. And so one of the things for him is that trying to be able to get as much time to be able to work on the art. So one of the things that a lot of muralists are doing now is actually doing it on, it's not canvas, but it's a canvas of canvas type where they would actually do the mural and then be able to affix it to the wall, similar to wallpaper. But it's being very popular now because the artist can be able to do more work and spend more time on it in their studio and do more detail, as opposed to be able, if they had to come on the site, it would take a lot longer. You need a lot more scaffolding and time for different sorts of things. So due to cost considerations and availability of artists and be able to get the most out of the artists and their artwork, we're looking at be able to do a couple different things. But the artist has gone back and forth in regards to what he wants to do. And I think once we figure out timelines and, the project, then we could be able to make that final determination.
Yeah, but I thought that was very unique, that had that ability to, from the medium standpoint, think Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. Commissioner Koenig.
Just a similar question. Are we going to have staggered timelines so people still can access stairwells? So one will be roped off, I assume, during the
Correct.
creation, and then the other, okay.
Yeah, so I'll make sure that the timelines do not overlap, so we cannot close both stairwells at the same time. We're not building any outside stairs or anything else like that, so, yeah.
Climb a ladder, throw a rope, whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and the installation times, I need to talk to both artists because obviously they have other projects going on, and with our timeline, we're delayed just slightly, so we're trying to make sure that
Yeah.
we can get everything lined up. But yes, that is
Thank
definitely a
Adam.
consideration.
Okay, any additional questions? Thank you, Commissioner Mitra. Okay, any public comment, Kathy? Thank you so much. Okay, any comments from the commissioners? Okay. Hey, I have a comment. So I was sitting there thinking while you were talking, is there a way we can provide education to the community about what we're doing? And what I'm thinking is maybe the artist has our artist, we invite the community to say, hey, this is happening. Artist gives a little background of what they're painting and why they're painting it. And even during why they're painting it, that people can come watch or ask questions. I'm trying to figure out how we pull the community into what we're doing. And especially we want more people to use the Art and Community Center. And what a great way we have two professionals doing artwork. How do we get more education out into the community and invite them to understand it? And then at the end, obviously we have a celebration or they come talk about their art. Because I love what Vice Chair Levy said about, providing the historical part of it. And for me, of the two, both arts are great. This one really, I guess, speaks to me would probably be the right word, because I love the history and the rationale behind this one. But I wouldn't have known it if I didn't read it, through my paperwork. So a couple comments on that one. So I guess you can respond if you'd like to.
Chair Breed, I will say that both artists actually, when we were doing the selection process, they did mention that they do appreciate community engagement. So one of the things that they had done as they researched the project is they came to the community center, they sat there, they talked to people, they listened, but they also liked, when they're doing the project, that is one of the things that they'll be doing as well, is be able to educate the public and be able to interact with people, show them the project. And so that's something that we're working on. Once we get the timeline laid out, we'll be able to invite people out and say, hey, because it's going to be an ongoing project. It's not going to be like a 1 or 2 day thing. It's going to be several weeks long. So you can come see the progress every single day and see what they've been able to do. Because I think when I was talking to Deborah on the south one, she says it's going to be, I think it's a 3-week project is what she's looking at. So
I think it'd be great. And
Yeah.
the other thing, if we put it in the activities guide, I don't know if you thought about that, but I was thinking, how do we communicate as much as we can about it? Because I think it's super cool. And so how do we, invite the community, especially those who want to be artists? And the last thing, Adam, I just thought about is, maybe even let the high schools know that, hey, we'll be doing this, and let the high school students or middle schools, whatever, know that we're doing this so we can get more of the, what I call the teens involved, so they, get them curious, so we get more people involved with art. So it's all about education. So thank you for listening to my feedback on that. I appreciate it. That's all I got.
One thing to balance there is
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
work of the art and the artist and community engagement.
I
So
agree.
you have to give the artist time to do that. And so, it will be scheduled time that they'd
Right,
be,
right.
there.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, that wasn't something
Again,
that.
I think
that-
Sistine Chapel and the Pope interrupting Michelangelo every day.
Well, if it's the Pope, yes. Anybody else doing it? No, but obviously you would manage the time. You're right, Will.
Yeah,
So thank you
yeah,
for
yeah.
that feedback, my feedback. I appreciate it. Okay, so, any more comments? Okay, anybody would like to make a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to review and that we approve the conceptual design for the Doherty Station Community Arts Center North Stairwell mural created by Joshua Powell. I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Osland seconded. Commissioner Dorlick moved it. Okay. And then please watch your screen to vote. Motion passes 7-0. Supervisor Chow, thank you so much for your time and presentation. I know these reports, I always tell Kathy, these are amazing pieces of artwork themselves, the amount of work you had to put into it. So I really appreciate coming up, presenting it, and you've done a great job. And thank the art commission again. I really loved what they did. So they did a great job. So thanks, Will, too.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chair Breed.
Yep, you're welcome. It's like bingo. Okay, that's it. And then we're gonna head on to staff reports with Brad.
Yes, thank you very much. So our recreation maintenance reports, in case you didn't have time to read through them very thoroughly, I just wanted to touch on a couple of the items. First, you'll notice that it's all things summer, right? Like 'tis the season. So from our lifeguard staff trainings that we're always very proud about, the number of hours in the pool training our staff, to, of course, the senior summer barbecue, which was a big hit. It's always great to see all the amazing camps that are out there from all the different program areas. The one that I especially liked is that the 925 camp for the teens is always well received. And I think it's cool the field trips that they go on each year or each week to keep the teens entertained. The other article that I thought was nice is, even though it's summer, the farms are still clicking with all of those tours. Normally, the off season, this is summer, but people still want tours, and it's great. So we're still getting a lot of people going through that farm for their tours. If you haven't noticed, we have some amazing gallery artwork going on this month. From out here, the uniqueness of that is great. At the community center, it's great. The Doherty Station, there, it's all over. So please, if you're about town and you have some time, please stop in those galleries, because has done an amazing job assembling all of those artists and making the galleries really stand out. So kudos to that. And then last but not least, on the recreation report, I just wanted to mention, in case you didn't have time, the special events that we process throughout the year. Our operations team, not only with the events that we do in-house, but all of those rentals and those outside organizations and the special events that they want to host and the time that it takes. So that was a great report from our organization, our operations team on that. And then, of course, our good friends over in public services are always busy this time of the year. But the one article that jumped out at me is the love that we try to continue to give to MUDs and just keep that area clean until we can get that project going, which is hopefully going to start here sooner than later. But anyways, we are keeping that area respectable and the best that we can until we can get the tractors in there and get moving on that project. So they're clearly busy this time of the year as well. And I'd be
Okay.
more than happy to answer any questions the
Any
commission
questions
should have.
for Brad? Can you check? No questions? Okay.
Just one quick question. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And I don't know if this is an appropriate time, but the opening of the overcrossing on the 19th, just to clarify, because that is open to the public, correct?
It's not open to the public. It
Oh,
was
it's not.
open that day. So the 19th is.
No, I mean the 19th, that
19th
event,
it
the
is
ribbon
open,
cutting is.
Oh,
open to the
yes, it's
public,
open to
right?
the public. They're going to start the event off in the rotunda
Mhm.
with speeches and all the official, and then everybody will walk out to the bridge for the ribbon cutting. And at that point, it will be officially open to the general public. The walls come down and bikers will be going through the moment that we're done with that ceremony.
And is there something specific that you want from the commission at that?
Not
Okay.
specifically from the
Okay.
commission for that event. That will be, that's done. We're definitely assisting with that. But that's a citywide event and really engineering that's taking the lead on that one. So they'll be taking the lead on that. But we would love for everybody to show up and show their support because it's linked to the trails, it's linked to the connectivity. We all found out through that master plan how important connectivity and the trails are, especially the Iron Horse trails. So it's really an exciting day for San
It is
Ramon.
exciting, yeah.
That's July 19th at 10 a.m.
9 a.m. I believe
9
it
a.m.
starts at 9 a.m. in the rotunda, and then 9:45, 10ish, they'll be heading out after the speeches for the ribbon cutting. So they'll be getting a lot of information out over the next couple weeks to clarify
Cool.
that.
Okay.
Any additional questions? Yeah, I have one comment.
Yeah.
When we put the data in these reports, like, we put the open gym numbers and how many we had for June, I don't know if that's good or bad, right? It's
Okay.
1,500, so it'd be great if we had what was last year.
Okay.
We indexed to like, last year, but anytime we have data in here. And then the other thing, I gotta tell you, I'm with you and I'm gonna say it again, but I know we, went through the fees and talked about the different tiers, but having that broken down on what applications we went through on the different tiers, I thought was super informative for me and makes me
Good.
think about, that whole fee structure as
Yeah.
went through. So whoever did that, I thought was super helpful and I read it twice. I didn't see your stuff on there, but anyways, I thought it was really good.
Thank you very much. We'll pass
Yeah.
that on. That was Mike Finelli and his team, and they really did a lot of work on that. And just to clarify, just so you're familiar, Durga Puja is not going to show up on this because
Yeah.
they don't use city property. They actually use
Oh, that's right.
Sunset Development. So they don't need to go through this process, as well as a couple of the other events that are now on technically Bishop Ranch property.
Go ahead.
But we do the partnership with city.
You do the partnership in regards to other things, but as far as the staff support for a special event, that does not fit into one of the tiers because
So when
they're
there's a
on private
special
property.
event offsite, we don't get involved at all. Is that what you're saying?
We partner with Durga, it's kind of, not to get too far in the weeds, but we partner with Durga Puja in regards to marketing, some of those other things. We have a table at their event and in exchange, they're getting X, Y, and Z
I gotcha.
and that type of thing. But that's a little bit of a different of a situation, but correct. If it's an event on somebody else's property, we do not get involved unless it needs police, and then it would go through a different process.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet. You bet. Thank
Public
you.
art on private land.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, any additional questions? Okay, thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Commission liaison reports, and announcements. So I will start with Vice Chair Levy and we'll just go down the line on our reports and liaison reports.
Sure.
So, Commissioner Levy, Vice Chair Levy, sorry.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Chair Bree.
You're
Um,
welcome, Vice Chair.
We could go on like this all night. Anyway, I don't actually have anything because the teen council has not met and that was my assignment. So I don't have anything to report.
Summer vacation.
Yeah.
Commissioner Haslund?
Well, I have two. Open Space Advisory Committee met on June 16th. Our committee business was the Doherty Valley Geological Hazard Abatement District, which is GAD. We received a presentation from Shane Heisch, district engineer. And bottom line is we have acquired some new GAD property, Rosemont Drive. It's 5.03 acres. We have Doherty Valley Ridge, which has it's a total length of 3.7 miles. But Brad, maybe help me with this. There were several areas to that: Coyote Canyon, Quail Run, Jackrabbit Ridge. So the city takes care of all of these. And then the Silver property was the last piece. So for Doherty Valley GAD, it has some new properties that we've acquired. And now the other thing on our agenda was our business was to talk about the Trails Master Plan. And we had at the Art and Win, we had a booth. And so we wanted to evaluate the feedback that we had gathered, the kinds of questions that we asked. Do we need to change them? Because we're going to be doing a lot of, with the consultant that we've hired is going to be doing more outreach. So it was an opportunity for us to sort of stand back and take a look at where do we need to go from here, and do we need to go a little bit deeper? And we agreed that we need to kind of reevaluate some of the questions that we want to ask the public. So that gives me an opportunity to kind of put a plug in. I think, Brad, it would be really great if we send another email to the commissioners with the link, or maybe Keith can do that, with the link to the master plan survey that we want to gather data from the community. So getting it out there.
We would be more than happy to do that. And it's too bad Keith's not here. They've done an amazing job giving the information. We're already at 430 plus survey responses. And for this size of a survey, that's amazing. So we're very happy. But yes, we've got a couple more weeks to go. So we'll be sure to share that link with the committee, and they can send out the information.
So that's my understanding. It closes on July 15th. So
Correct.
that's next week.
Yeah, and this weekend we have 3 events that we'll be at to try to gather some more momentum and some support. And so, but we'll definitely share that.
Very good. And I would really encourage all the commissioners, when you receive the link, if you filled it out, then maybe you have other people in the community, and they don't have to live in San Ramon. They can be in, the Tri-Valley area here, because they probably use our trails. So we want to get a lot of feedback. So please pass the word. And then the other meeting that I attended was the city council meeting, which was last night, July 8th. I didn't attend it. I listened to it today. We had a special presentation, was the proclamation declaring July 2025 as Park and Recreation Month and Parks Make Life Better Month. Adam presented, and both Andrew and Rhiannon were there, and so really proud of our group here. Adam said, we want 15-minute walk to each park. We're proud of the programs that we offer here at the city, and being a part of Parks Make Life Better makes everything look better. We're doing a lot of cleanup. It gets volunteers, and it just really cross-pollinates people in our community. And parks are the heart of our community. They create life for the city. So it was I was proud to hear our team present. Then the new business was, we had a presentation given by East Bay Municipal Utility District, East Bay MUD. It was their annual report, and it was a presentation put on by Luz Gomez, who is our East Bay MUD director for Ward 2, which is the 680-24 corridor. We have 220,000 residents in this corridor. And bottom line is, she just gave us an overview of East Bay MUD. They handle 2/3 of the water for our city. And the water comes from Pardee Reservoir and Comanche, and it is housed in Walnut Creek. It's stored in Walnut Creek. There are 6 treatment plants, and 90% of the water comes from this watershed. Does everyone know what a purple pipe is? Okay, I didn't. I learned that. It is the recycled water pipe. So our reservoirs are really full. We're doing really, really well right now. And some of the challenges moving forward are that we have aging infrastructure. We have, what else do I say here? We're securing water supply, always making sure we have the water, and of course, increasing cost pressures. So East Bay Regional, East Bay Mud has a lot of challenges ahead because everything's costing more. And they're working on creating it. She told us that it costs $4 million to replace 1 mile of a pipeline. So that kind of tells it right there. So anyway, it was really interesting. I learned a lot. And so that was the meeting last night.
Thank you, Commissioner Roslin. Commissioner Dorlick?
$4 million a mile, that's not bad.
That's it's not bad.
That's not bad. Arts Advisory Committee meeting, on, June 18th. The committee reviewed, the public art proposal for the Marketplace Shopping Center. If you remember, that was, I think, in the February meeting. There was a lot of feedback, to come back with additional, fixes to the design and et cetera. So they did come back. And the conversation was, extended would be a polite way of saying it, because we actually had a presentation from the newly formed Arts Contra Costa County, and they had to leave because the comments and the interaction with the marketplace went far into the night. So hopefully we'll see them again, come back, because it's a newly formed group. Well, it's at the county level, so it's the arts, the Contra Costa County Arts. It had been downsized for a while and it was offline, and this is newly formed to come back. So we had a presentation scheduled from them, but again, they had some other obligations. They had to leave, and we got that, but we did get the marketplace, I think, pretty well taken care of. And then there was some great conversation regarding the City of Saremone Arts Vision Statement. There were some suggestions and a lot of great conversation regarding that, where we got down to, a lot of precise wording and intention. And it was a great conversation among the members of the committee. We did have two or three council members there at that meeting, which was always inviting. And so hopefully we'll get the Arts Commission back again. We'll refine that mission statement, the arts mission statement for the community. And we'll probably be progressing to the commission, maybe not, next July, so not next month, but, September, we might be bringing that to the commission.
The artwork?
Yeah.
That goes to the planning commission because it's on private property. So,
Thank you for that clarification.
yes, yep.
Yeah,
So it'll go to the planning commission for final approval, and I believe it went at their last meeting and was approved based off of recommendations. from that
Okay, well, there were
advisory committee.
there were two on the side of the building. One was a Mount Diablo representation, and the other was the bridge, the Iron Horse Trail Bridge representation. So those were the two pieces of work that were on the side of the building. So if you've been to the marketplace recently, there's a lot of vacancies, but it seems to be getting some uptick as far as enthusiasm and injection by the public. It's that Trader Joe's anchor now that seems to be stimulating a lot of that, but a lot of turnover. So hopefully this will provide some community engagement there. And that would wrap up the Arts Advisory Committee meeting for June 18th.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Commissioner Pete, sorry.
Is it midnight yet?
It's not midnight.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, so July 1st, 2025 was July 1st, 2025 was the last Planning Commission meeting. There are two agenda items that were discussed. One was Bishop Ranch Affordable Housing Site Development Agreement, which is DA 2025-0001. The Bishop Ranch Affordable Housing Site Development Agreement, that was just DA 2025 1 is intended to address the affordable housing requirement for the previously approved BR7 and BR11, and portion of the City Walk project, BR01 and BR3A. Sorry, BR1A and BR3A, location in the Bishop Ranch. In exchange for the dedication of land, development of the Camilo Ramon residential development by Eden Housing will become a receiver site for the previously approved affordable units. Under the terms of the development and agreement, the affordable housing project will provide higher affordability and an increased number of affordable units and the payment of less to the city's affordable housing fund. So that was the first. Second one was City Walk Development Agreement Amendment for Bishop Ranch 1A, DAA 2025-0001, and Bishop Ranch 3A. These are the amendments to those, DAA 2025-0002. The proposed development agreement amendments include the second amendment to the BR1A and third amendment to the BR3A development agreement to the approved City Walk master plan, which includes up to 4,500 multi-family dwelling units, a hotel, and a 166,000 square foot of commercial space for supporting amenities. The proposed amenities allow for the consideration of the transfer of City Walk affordable units to affordable housing projects both within and in proximity to the City Walk project area. In addition, the amendments provide further clarification to the future development review process by the zoning administration consistent of housing element policy and zoning ordinance standards. So those are the two items.
That was super good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. You're up, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome, sir.
Library Advisory Committee meeting is tomorrow, so I will have a full report when we convene again in September.
So what do you think they're gonna talk about?
We're going to approve the new Story Walk story.
Cool.
We're going to welcome our newest Library Advisory Committee member. And then there are a couple other discussion items on the agenda. So, yeah.
Thank you,
Excellent.
Commissioner. All right, Commissioner Sheedy. Yeah, you can also make comments.
My comment would be, I attended the 4th of July concert and it was awesome. And our mayor was kind enough to introduce all of us. I'm looking forward to rest of the concert.
It was great to see you there too,
Yeah,
by the way.
good. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, so.
Chair Breed, if I could real quick, sorry, I should have done this during my announcements, but during your updates, that reminded me that with the new positions in September, we'll do new liaisons as well as new committee
Ideal.
subcommittees. And so you'll be getting an email from Kathy, who will send that out. And please, you can let us know your preferences. But of course, the chair has all the power. So
All right, we don't, all right.
we'll provide him
We
the
don't like the whole
feedback.
word power.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Yeah.
The chair will be bringing that back to the committee
best
at
fit is here, yeah.
September for
Yeah.
what the best fit is.
Yeah. Okay, so that was one of my announcements. So
Oh,
what I'd
sorry.
ask everyone until we do that, please hang with where you're at from a committee standpoint. And then I don't know if you want to pick up a committee or not, or but I go to city council meetings, so you can go to city, we have the second city council meeting in the month, so you and I can go and you can report if you'd like to on that with me. So till we give it, so that would be, we can hang out together. That'd be fun. So, all right. No, but that, and you can report the next one so that we're all, that'll be awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, a couple things. One, big thanks for the city. 4th of July, the run for at 4th of July. Anyone guess how many people ran?
Said 600.
609.
I was thinking 550.
You were thinking 550?
550.
Yeah, we had 609 people run. And it's kind of the feedback we got was our run is super affordable. And a lot of people, because I was giving out medals with a couple, well, Terry and a couple other people, doing some other things too. But these people came up and said, we love coming to your run 4th of July. It's super affordable. And it's, and some people are showing pictures like, here's me 15 years ago. So it's something we should be really proud about. And I think staff did an excellent job from a standpoint of transitioning people from the run, and then also making sure the track, everyone said no one slipped and fell. So that was kind of cool too. So it's nice.
Anybody dress up as Uncle Sam?
No, but what's Rey Mysterio concert? Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kim from Micha.
When did you start that? Which was the first year? Did I put you on spot?
I think this was,
Maybe
1896.
I know it's at least 15 years old.
oh, no, it's way older. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I do not know. I should know because it's been around as long as I have, which is 27 years. So,
Yeah, it's probably early 90s.
yeah.
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 And there's
Yeah.
a rumor going around that we started it after the fireworks stopped, which is not true.
No,
Correct. That's
Not
not
true
true.
at all. So we need to squelch that. Yeah.
Squash that.
You're in charge of squashing that. But anyways, I did want to point out that I thought it was great that the staff and the aquatic staff was big, man. They're out there cleaning up. Anyways, the second thing, concert, I thought the concert's great. It was great to see all commissioners there. It just warms my heart to hang out with all of us. I know there's Brown Act stuff, but we weren't talking about that. We're talking about Billy Joel. So, but it was great seeing everybody at the concert. And I thought that was awesome. And Brad, I want to say something. I personally want to thank you for being interim director. You've done an amazing job, and I know Henry's coming in, but we are super thankful that you stepped up. You've done a great job, and putting up with all of this is I know difficult. So, but thank you so much again for being great and so gracious. So proud of you. So thank you so much. Those are my, and then, before I give my city council thing, I do want to bring up one topic. Carrie and I were chatting about it. But I think as we have commissioners go off, we got to find a better way to offboard our commissioners that are not reappointed, because it just doesn't feel good. So, because a lot of commissioners have done a really good job, and I'd really like to kind of figure a way that we could offboard a commissioner and thank them for what they've done. Terry and I were chatting about that. The races were giving out medals, and sorry, Commissioner Koenig, but we're trying to brainstorm, a positive way to do that. So I know there's not an answer now, but it would be really cool if we could do that.
We are working on that. So we're working with the city manager's office as well as when Henry gets on board. We're going to come up with a way. I've reached out to Carol. She would like something. So whether it's a proclamation at a city council meeting,
Yeah.
and the commissioners can come speak at public comment, or whether we do something here. But we will definitely, especially for Carol. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
she's been on this committee
Yeah.
for
I
a
agree.
long, long time and has made a huge significant to our community, and we really appreciate that. So she will not go unrecognized. So we'll figure out where's the right place and what's the right place, and we'll definitely make sure she's appreciated for everything she's done for the
Yeah, if we
community
can
and
find
this
it.
commission.
Yeah, and if we have a best practice and offboarding, you got it. So best
Yeah,
practice
thank
and
you.
offboarding. Well, it's, Terry and I were,
Yeah.
so I'd want to take credit for Terry's work too. So, but yeah, that's great. Thank you for listening to that. So I had the second city council meeting, and speaking of proclamations, Kathy got a proclamation on her retirement by Stephen, which I thought was really cool. Also, the library, I'm talking about that city council meeting that I attend to. The library and advisory committee got approved, which, that happens. I thought was great. The Dublin San Ramon Service District gave a speech, I guess, on the other third of the water. So I thought that was super interesting. I didn't bring all the details that you did, so I will do a better job next time. But the details I thought was pretty interesting was the next subject is the city does planning in review. So they take a look at all our projects that we have for planning that are in the hopper, for lack of better words, that have been approved. And I thought it was super interesting. Like for me, there's there's Lab Gym, right? This is called Lab Gym that's coming, and there's Bishop Ranch 11 development, there's Wildflower Townhome. So if you want to know about all the cool development that we have coming, I was about to print out, but you can go online, take a look at it. Super, really interesting report. So as you talk with your neighbors, like what's going on in the community and from a housing standpoint. I know Will probably knows all this already, Commissioner Doyle probably knows all this already, but it's super interesting on what's been approved and where we're headed from a planning standpoint, especially if we're trying to meet our arena goals. So,
Well, and.
go ahead, build on it.
In relation to other surrounding communities, especially one that starts with a P, we are so fortunate and so far ahead of the curve that, I mean, that does need to be recognized.
I agree.
Yeah, because our arena numbers are probably good through the next 2 cycles,
Yeah.
and that's extraordinary.
Okay.
And it's not impacting existing neighborhoods, it's not impacting, it's not infill, abhorrent projects that take 10 years to fit in. It is well thought out. It is an area that doesn't have a lot of traffic mitigation, and it's an area where there's a lot of walkability. So we are just so fortunate in this city that, we've partnered in the way that we have.
I agree. So thank you so much for the build. The last 2 things I want to cover is, I want to congratulate the commissioners being reappointed and Commissioner Cheetah being on the commission. I congratulate you both to do that. I want to thank each and every one of you for, nominating me for chair, and it does mean a great deal for the record. So I'm kind of an emotional guy when it comes to it. But the last thing is, thank you guys all for being here tonight. I know it's busy. We will be efficient in our meetings, and your time's super valuable. I understand that. And Chair Meach's gonna onboard me for a while, so he's great. So, all right.
You're doing great.
No, thanks. I appreciate it. You're a great coach. I couldn't be more thankful. Okay, I think that's it. So we're gonna adjourn at what time, Terry?
2036.
That would be 8:37.
8:37 or 20:37 military time. All right, we are done. Thank you guys so much.
Apple doesn't lie.